How's it going, friends? Luiginator here for the second, I didn't forget to keep it going, Luiginator podcast. Today, once again, we have Sam. Sam, say hello.
Welcome back to the Creamy Delight podcast, where it's always a delight with you around.
And we have Phillip, my friend Phillip. Phillip played the Layers of Fear playthrough with me 2 years ago?
It's been a while, yeah.
Thank you for 2 years?
Yeah.
Oof, mega
Thank
oof.
you for having me on the Creamy Delight podcast. I'm really happy to be here.
Guys, well, all right, thanks for tuning in to the last Luiginator podcast.
Oh,
we are done.
It.
And today our topic of discussion is still focused on video games, and today we will be discussing video game characters who do not get well appreciated. And the only criteria for this was that try and make it that it's a character that's not underappreciated just because their whole series is underappreciated, although, like, sometimes that's inevitable. Like, the first character that came to my mind was immediately Banjo-Kazooie, because I'm a broken record and a predictable human being. And, but, like, that's the very inevitable Banjo isn't popular because his game isn't popular. So,
And, like, honestly, I feel like in the case of, like, Banjo, like, he's honestly more popular than his games are at this point. Because, like, stuff like Smash, like, he has a huge following. And, like, I'd be fine for him being in Smash. And I've never even played a Banjo game.
Oh, lots of people would. Which, speaking of Smash Bros. Is one of the biggest reasons that some characters can qualify for you to say, I think they're underappreciated because everybody knows about them but nobody really loves them and stuff like that. Because of Smash Bros. Which brings me to my first character, Ness. Ness from Earthbound, which, again, you can argue that Earthbound itself is just an underappreciated series, which is another topic for another video, is just underrepresented video games. But, like, everybody knows Ness at this point in time. There's always the joke I remember when Earthbound finally got released for the Virtual Console in America for the first time, there was the joke of, haha, they finally gave Ness from Super Smash Bros. His own video game.
It's also just like a lot of video games, especially with Smash, people know those characters from Smash and not their original video games. Especially like Captain Falcon. People treated him like the Smash Bros.
It's not time to talk about other characters. We're talking about Ness.
We'll get to
but I'm just pulling off examples.
Side note, wait,
agreeing with you.
have you, okay, so do y'all ever do cosplay in any capacity? I know you have a Link costume.
Oh, shit.
I've Halloweened before.
It's okay.
No.
I have a lot.
My roommates
okay.
laughed at me for it.
Oh,
Well, your roommates are pieces of shit.
Well, that's why they're ex-roommates.
Not your current roommates.
No,
I like
this.
Sorry, wait a minute.
No.
Listeners to the podcast,
Full
it's
disclosure,
coronavirus.
these are not my current roommates. These were my last year roommates when I was living in a dorm in college.
We just spiked like crazy.
Good luck editing that.
That's how much we care about not offending the roommates.
Should we move back?
No, that's
All
fine.
right. Sorry, audience. Keep listening to us.
But no, okay, so I looked up, I love Ness, and I am well known and well respected in my community for wearing red shoes. And
so Sonic.
Hey, shut up.
Gotta go fast.
Got an hour, man. Come on.
So I looked up at one point in time. I was like, you know what? I want to dress as Ness. I want to make a Ness-inspired outfit. Like I love making outfits based on cartoon characters and video game characters because so much goes into their design in terms of color scheming. Like one of my favorite outfits is the one with that blue shirt, the Mordecai outfit from Regular Show.
We all know who Mordecai is.
Not everybody.
Well,
you never watched Regular Show.
Yeah, no, I never watched
Yeah, because he's a blue jay, so he's got the white underbelly with just the straight black legs. Hey, shut up! Stop insulting him while I'm talking.
I'm being threatened.
So anyway, I went to put together a Ness-inspired outfit, so I was like, okay, you have to have the shirt. Everything else is easy. You need like some jeans and or some jean shorts and some red shoes and a red hat. And so I looked up yellow and blue striped shirt, and all of them are connected to Ness. Like I searched that with no connection to Ness whatsoever, and all of the results were a Ness shirt, and it was like the cheapest one I found was like $50.
50?
Yeah. It was.
Oh my gosh.
I'm genuinely upset by that, Sam. I don't appreciate you making fun of my
I'm being
turmoil.
legit.
I feel like Ness is kind of, and honestly, like you mentioned Captain Falcon, him to a kind of lesser degree. Ness is kind of, honestly, I don't even know if I can, like, he's definitely underrepresented as a whole, but I think he's underrepresented because his game is underrepresented. Like I mentioned earlier with Banjo.
Yeah.
People know Ness. Like, I've only played, like, an hour of Earthbound, and
You gotta
I
fix
still
that.
I do.
Earthbound's amazing.
I've enjoyed it.
I know it's not your style generally, but I love Earthbound. It's my
yeah.
favorite series.
It's a case of like, I mean, obviously like people outside of like the main like the gaming community, like people a little bit more casual may not know Ness as much outside of Smash, but like I feel like gamers typically like they know Ness. Like he's a pretty go-to like secondary character.
He's a well-known character. I feel like with Ness and a little bit with Banjo. Not as much with Captain Falcon, and not as much with Waluigi, just because I feel like his popularity has actually increased in the past years, but definitely in the case with Waluigi in the past, Ness has become more popular because he has become popular as a cult classic character. In a weird way, his lack of popularity eventually became the thing that made him popular.
Yeah.
Like with Captain Falcon, we see it as a joke. There are a lot of people who are like, I want an F-Zero game, but there's even more people who are like, haha, Captain Falcon. But Ness has gotten to this weird, and Earthbound in general has gotten to this weird place where it's no longer just haha, Earthbound, haha, Ness. It's, wait a minute, where's Mother 3? Wait a minute, where's a new Earthbound game?
Yeah, that's like he's kind of like the catalyst for his games at this point. Like he's like the rep, and people are like, oh, I want to see more Ness. Why aren't we getting more Earthbound? But that's because his games are honestly more underrepresented than he is at this point.
And I mean, like, the thing about that is even if we did get a new Earthbound game, it probably wouldn't feature Ness because each one has a different...
Because Origins different too?
Yeah, Origins was
like the dad,
Nintendo.
Right?
It's
play the game.
I don't know if they ever,
play the games.
Okay, I don't know if they ever confirms that. What I understand it is no, but it's heavily hinted.
So yes.
Yes, it's like, okay, it's not that it's no, it's just not confirmed, and it's been heavily hinted, but because they look almost exactly the same. Like, if you put the models up side by side, but no, the first game was Nintendo, the second one was Ness, and then the third one was Lucas, in terms of, like, the popular ones that everybody knows, you know?
Yeah.
And I just want Earthbound to have more representation in general. We talked about it. I think we talked about it last week in our earlier Smash podcast, but I guess we didn't.
We didn't talk about.
I guess we didn't. I guess
podcast.
Earthbound. I had like 3 different characters from Earthbound that I wanted to be characters.
You got a lot of people on that list.
I do, and I'm avoiding talking about it because I kind of want to do that again for a podcast. There are a lot of people who are interested in being a part of that part of that podcast. So that's definitely, I don't want to, but there's a lot. It's Porky. I want Porky to be a character.
You don't?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I think he'd be great. Because he's not a big PK user, so it would force them to use a non-PK heavy move.
How about that bee in the first 5 minutes of Earthbound?
He was
Buzz,
a fly,
Buzz.
sir.
He was a bee, I thought.
He was a fly!
I think he was a bee.
Fly. I'm pretty sure, I'm like, fuck.
I think he was a bee.
It's been a hot minute.
It was just Navi.
Hey, Sam. No.
Underrepresented characters.
Navi. No! Tingle!
Okay, straight up, Navi gets too much hate. I'm gonna go and say that now.
Yeah, I don't see it as hate. I just see it as like, this is annoying, right?
See,
right?
like, even then though, she's still a pretty critical part of the story.
And no one wants her gone.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, so many people genuinely hate Navi.
Like,
and it's unwarranted.
Because, like, honestly, if you want to see a bad version of Navi, what was it, Fee from Skyward Sword? That was a bad
See, I heard that they were put on the same level, because a lot of people said
Fee. They do the same thing.
A lot of people said Fee, Fi? Fee? Fi?
Let's go with Fee for the sake of this podcast.
Okay, so Fi,
pay attention!
Let's go with Fee. Fi!
So Fu in Skyward Sword. I feel like a lot of people hated her because she was from Skyward Sword, which, again, I don't understand why people hate Skyward Sword.
Because it was too hand-holding.
I don't understand why people...
That's why I disliked
fair.
Fee specifically.
And also very similar to, like, the Twilight Princess intro. Like, it goes on forever. Because I remember the Skyward Sword intro, like, you gotta go through, like, these so many trials. You gotta get your bird back from this jerk who later becomes a crucial character in the story.
I have 2, 3...
Bless you.
4 maybe videos. I have videos of Skyward Sword, shameless plug. And
yeah, did you even get the tunic yet?
No.
Yeah, see, it goes on forever.
It went on for no. Okay, admittedly, part of that is because I do not look back on those videos with pride, and it is not because of the commentary or the editing. I like the editing. I thought the commentary was some of my best early work.
You just hate yourself. Me too.
But,
Well, that's your turn.
I was an idiot. Like, there's one point I remember where they're literally like, yeah, I think I saw that guy who stole your bird bully some kid, and then that kid ran to the Knights Academy. And all of these people were like, Knights Academy, Knights Academy, Knights Academy. And I was literally just like, where do I go? I thought I was supposed to get to that cave. What the fuck is this cat? And, like, I loved the cat. The cat was great. But it was not the Knight Academy. So, Skyward Sword...
that cat off the cliff.
Yeah. But I screamed about it, so it's okay.
You didn't jump after it. I don't think you appreciated it.
I literally did.
I don't think if you murder someone and you scream, it makes it okay. Well, hang on.
It's okay.
Anime enjoys that.
Hey, shut up.
Oh, what's the anime podcast?
If you tell me to shut up, what's the point of being here?
Natural segue. Okay, Sam.
Me.
If there was a French equivalent to weeaboos, Phillip and I are talking about this on the way over here. If there was a literally not like a French man or woman, because it's 2019, who is a weeaboo, or neither because it's 2019.
I'm not a weeaboo.
Who is shut up.
This is not about you right now, Sam.
It's
on the French.
Obviously, I was talking about anime. He transferred this shit into a weeaboo.
If there was someone who it was the equivalent of a weeaboo, but instead of loving French culture, instead of loving Japanese culture, they loved French culture. What would it be called? What did we wind up settling on?
Wench.
No. It was no. So at first, what was it? It was because it was
like
so
weeaboo French file or something.
Weeaboo came because it was based on the word what was it?
Diabetes.
Wapanophile? It was like
Yeah,
white,
it was like white
Japanese. It was based on the word Wapanese.
Yeah, that's
and
a
it
real
was,
thing.
and it just got changed in a joke in a comic somewhere. It got changed, and what was it? It was because we started thinking white French, and it was either winch or wrench, which are both words.
I like wench,
but that wouldn't work. Because the only reason white Japanese works is because Japan is a non-predominantly white country. So it makes sense. France is, to my knowledge, my American Anglo knowledge, is a white predominant country, right?
We're getting political.
So that wouldn't work. And so, I don't remember what the second thing we said, but we eventually settled on white. What was it?
It was like Frenchophile.
It was Frenchophile. It was like, yeah, Frenchophile. France
does not sound okay.
Well, no. It would be because it's Japan. It's not. It wasn't white Japan. No, it was. It was Wapanese.
The other word for it was Japanophile or something like that.
Japanophile. So it wouldn't be. So it wouldn't be Frenchophile. It would be Francophile. What's your opinion on that? Francophile, the French weeaboo.
I think we need to get a hold of Urban Dictionary and get their qualification on this.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the reason we started this.
On you? Look it up.
I'm gonna say the reason we started this is like last night I watched a movie called A Cat in Paris. Really good.
Everybody
French
go watch A
animated
Cat in
film.
Paris.
Really good. And
that's
where it is not sponsored. I just enjoyed the movie.
Sponsor us, makers of Cats in Paris. Sponsor us, nation of France.
Just take it down.
Or don't save your money.
Nothing's gonna get me
What was
taken
I
down.
looking up?
Oh no! I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna make a joke.
Edit out.
No, I was gonna make. I don't stop it. I was gonna make a joke because there's a big thing on YouTube right now. There's huge Disney.
Oh yeah.
And Disney pulled AT&T pulled all their ads. You know,
that's what
AT&T
you're
that's
talking about?
big because they're
It's
also
Disney,
Warner now.
Yeah.
Pulled their advertising because there was like a pedophile ring going around YouTube just through the comments. Yeah. And I don't know. I am not fully educated on it. I have read one article on it.
I saw a video on it. The YouTuber who like exposed it. They basically were saying that like there was like just normal like videos of just YouTube people posting YouTube videos of their families and kids, and then they had their people going around making really like pedophiles like making comments on they were making comments on the YouTube videos, and then YouTube was and the AT&T, Disney. There's some other really big companies too. There was like at least 20.
Oh yeah, no, like it is a
in the past.
AT&T
like, 3
is just the
days.
most recent one. Disney did it like 3 days ago.
Yeah,
2 days
and
ago.
so YouTube's like dead unless they fix things majorly.
Oh yeah,
because
it's almost like YouTube's needed to fix things for a really long time.
Honestly, just at this point, just get rid of comments.
There's a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Like you can honestly though, I think you need to get rid of comments because you can have communities through like Reddit and like social media in general. I think YouTube comments are more harm than their
comments are a good outreach thing though.
Keep the comments.
I think that they need to have...
Well, they do have the permission for any YouTubers. They can disable the comment section.
Also fair.
Yeah.
I love comments on my videos. Like, just, what was it? Oh, a week, 2 weeks ago was the last podcast? It was Sam, stop.
What did you say?
It was 2 weeks ago now.
One of his videos.
2 weeks ago now. Who was it? I'm pulling up the name. I had this guy named Wahid Abdullah. There's your name drop.
Shout
out.
Commented on our last one. And it was this new person who I had never gotten to interact before. This person's first introduction to this channel. And I got to like directly reach out to them and have like a brief communication. We talked about like, I would like to see this person in Smash. It was like, well, here's what I think about it. It's this really cool outreach thing. Just literally yesterday, this guy named, I'm sorry, I'm about to horribly butcher this, but I'm going to try, Katsuki Noriko. Just commented on one of my other videos. And it's really nice.
See, I get that, and like I think they're definitely like, especially because YouTubers in general are such they're so dependent on their communities they form, like their viewership. But I think when you deal with monetized stuff like this, you have to really like, or stuff that can be monetized. I don't think you're monetized, but you know.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
not right now.
But like in general, like a lot of YouTubers now, like it's become a very capital kind of thing.
Yeah,
like, it's based on money.
People make their living off
yeah,
of it.
exactly. And
you got people like PewDiePie who make like millions of dollars off of it.
Yeah, and like I think that's totally fine. People give
which,
YouTubers
by the way,
endorsement.
Subscribe to PewDiePie.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
No. It's I subscribe to PewDiePie because of the deal with like
T-Series?
Yeah, the T-Series, that Indian music company, firm, representative, whatever. That's like very heavily trying to overtake it, and I would rather have an actual user who started from the ground up on YouTube be the top YouTuber than a corporate entity.
Yeah,
same.
I have issues with
we all agree
him
to
as
that.
a YouTuber though. I think we should, at that point should just support like I'm a fan of Rooster Teeth, but although they're also bought out by like Full Frame, so and they're owned by I think AT&T.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for PewDiePie. I like PewDiePie. I understand that he's made mistakes and he's made a lot of off-color jokes, but like we all make off-color jokes. Mm-hmm. Sponsor me, PewDiePie. Collaborate with me, PewDiePie.
Give us a shout out for fans.
Yeah, PewDiePie, I'm a really big fan. Hi.
Same.
So
I've been watching your content since I was 8 years old. That's not a joke.
Remember underrated video game characters?
PewDiePie is underrated video game characters.
Wasn't he gonna be in like Fortnite?
No, Ninja. You're thinking of Ninja. I'm pretty sure.
I thought Ninja's already in Fortnite.
Guy, right?
Yeah, Ninja's the big Fortnite guy. He was the one who was driving the bus in the Will Smith video that everybody loved. You know, the one where he like looked through the binoculars and went, "Oh, that's nice, that's nice," and then he turned into an aborted Smurf.
Oh, Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it?
Yeah.
Because of the Aladdin trailer. It was garbage. Holy shit.
The only thing I had an issue with was Will Smith's genie. Everything else looked fine.
I have a problem with the actors. The actors look really, really bored and expressionless and emotionless.
That's on them.
And that's not. Yeah, no, that's not on them. I'm not saying like the actors are
overall
bad.
Mostly fine. I know there was
I
some
don't like
controversies.
I agree with the controversy of having the like hot younger looking Jafar. I'm not wild about that because part of Jafar's deal is that he was upset because no women liked him, but like me, a heterosexual man, I like that Jafar. I like this Jafar.
Well, I don't think it was really a part of like the only chick that like in the original Jafar was like out for was Jasmine. Jasmine just was already in love with Aladdin at that point.
I don't like the way you said that.
Jasmine,
stop.
Do not like this voice, Sam.
No.
I'm going to keep using it.
I'm going to mute your mic.
I'm going to use it. We have the same mic. You can't
I will mute it.
You know what's an underrated video game character / boss? Jafar in Kingdom Hearts. Going back to video games.
Oh yeah, right.
Boss in Kingdom Hearts.
We're 21
Shut
minutes.
Shut up! Don't adjust the time.
A good old Kingdom Hearts.
Every time you adjust the time, I change the time that we have left.
What does that mean?
It means I have too much power. Anyway,
I can just take your keyboard.
Sam, you were here last time.
Way.
You got to go first last time. Phillip, who is your first underrepresented video game character aside from PewDiePie? Subscribe to PewDiePie.
I'm not a fan of PewDiePie.
Subscribe to PewDiePie.
Not endorse the
Keep
PewDiePie.
YouTube pure.
So, I'm gonna go with so Silent Hill is a very popular series. Me and Caleb have played through most of the games together at this point.
We did.
We're
currently playing through 3.
Yeah, we're on 3 right now. my thing with the people really only know Pyramid Head from the Silent Hill series, even though he's really only supposed to be in 2. He technically was in Homecoming for like 5 seconds. But I think even Silent Hill 2 specifically, James, the main character, doesn't get as much love as he should. James, that socially awkward fuck. James.
I love James.
James is the heart and soul of that game, and people only recognize Pyramid Head, but like you would not have Pyramid Head or the game as a whole without James as the anchor, that socially awkward anchor.
I love James.
Has no sense of how to talk to people.
He really doesn't. Like, Phillip and I joke. Phillip and I would be like just walking down the street at the University of Alabama. Sponsor us. And sponsor us, Roll Tide. Sponsor us, Roll Tide.
Alright, I'm adding another chip to the sponsor jar.
Yeah, we just have to just put a chip in there?
Yeah.
At this point, we actually need a... Hold on. All right.
I'm gonna go get a
Stop leaving in the middle of the podcast!
I told you I have too much power!
I'm gonna talk. Alright, so yeah, no, James, in general, like, all the supporting characters in Silent Hill 2, and Silent Hill in general, like, people, Murphy and Downpour gets shit on by...
Downpour was not that bad.
Downpour's only issue as a game, Silent Hill Downpour, its only issue, and this is a pretty big issue for a video game, but was the gameplay. The story was fine, the characters were good, but the combat, they made the combat way too much of a focus, and then one of the endings, I'm not gonna spoil what the ending was, but one of the endings, because there are, in Silent Hill, there are optional endings you can get depending on how you play the game.
I don't have an actual jar right now.
In Downpour, there is an ending that you can only get by not killing any enemies, but Downpour is the only game in the Silent Hill series I've played at least, and I played at least 4 or 5 of them, that the enemies are way faster, they're way stronger. There's a part of the game in the end game.
Difficulty setting?
I think there is, but even so, I think we played on easy or normal. Like we didn't play on hard. And,
we ain't bitches, we ain't reckless.
Yeah, and we got, there was a point in the game where you were locked in a room with like 5 enemies, and like you can theoretically like weasel your way around, and like, but like they're so fast, it's impossible to not confront them. And like at that point, you just died. Like even then, we tried to juke them, and they just kept coming after us, and like the combat was just way too. It was detrimental to the game, especially.
Wasn't that the game where you can get, like, to get the ultimate good ending, you have to not kill a
certain
number
that's what I was talking about. Yeah, or one of the best endings. Yeah, like if that's gonna be one of the ways to get the ending, you need to make it feasible. Unless like you just don't want people to get. If that's supposed to be like a rare ending, maybe. But that's like the canon ending of that game is what you do by not like killing anything, and that's just ridiculous. The combat was just so broken.
You like that?
Downpour gets more shit than it deserves, but I really wish they could have reworked it, because like there was so much potential in Downpour, but it was glitchy. The gameplay was the combat gameplay was to be desired. We have coins now. That's all.
I have a good stockpile. Okay, so how many times have we?
Audience, just in case you were wondering, Caleb is still one of those people that carry around a piggy bank.
I am. I have. This one's from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Sponsor.
Jesus Christ.
Wait.
Did that pick up?
That sounds really annoying, but we're doing it. No take back.
Wait, so James from Silent Hill 2.
I actually want to talk about James. But how many times have we asked for a sponsorship in just this video?
We asked one from PewDiePie. We asked one
from the university.
Yeah.
What else? I think there
was there something involving Earthbound?
No. Is it only 2?
Do it.
Let's just add one more just in case.
What? Yeah, one more for good measure.
Sponsored by me.
No.
I sponsor.
You don't have corporate money.
I have a dime in my wallet.
You barely have enough money to keep food in your refrigerator.
I mean, honestly, though.
You're not wrong. We're all students. I'm not going to ask for a sponsorship on that one yet.
But we are desperate.
But I would like food.
Sponsor my...
No, the cork fell in! No!
Alright, so James Sunderland.
Yeah,
okay,
back to your topic while he's struggling.
James is just... How do I describe... Have you ever met someone who... Yes. They're obviously a bit socially inept, but you love them anyway.
He's a good guy.
It's like, James is... He is a good guy. James is a good man. And,
Eddie, you're crazy.
Yeah, but he just doesn't know how to talk. Phillip and I will just walk down the street here, and we'll every now and then we'll just look at each other and go, Eddie, you're crazy.
For those who haven't played Silent Hill 2, there's a character in the game who literally is saying, like, if one person, the character, this is mild spoilers for Silent Hill 2, there is a character in the game who he's going off on a tangent about how if one more, he's tired of people abusing him and bullying him. If one more person says that he's going crazy, he's going to snap. And then James just goes, Eddie, are you going crazy? It's like,
He also, this is important, Eddie looks like Chris Farley.
yeah, I can see it.
That's for you, Sam.
I love Chris
Yeah.
Farley. I can reenact his entire Saturday Night Live skit of motivational speaker to this day.
Yeah. No, I'll never forget. Sam and I took theater together in high school, and I'll never forget. There was this day where like our theater teacher, Mr. Kenna, just didn't believe you, or like was literally just like, really?
Hey, shout out to Mr. Kenna,
and
by
just
the way.
went on. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Kenna. Shout out to Homewood. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Okay, so there's this, in Tuscaloosa, there's this radio show called Kip Tyner. Kip, have me on again as Luiginator this time. That's not asking for a sponsorship, it's asking for a plug that doesn't, it counts. Is there a quarter in here? Yeah, there's one.
Why does it need to be a quarter? No one can see it.
Traditionally, it's supposed to be a quarter, and I'm not
You're
gonna
going to take it back out later.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave it in there. We'll find
Wait, this is permanent now?
We will inevitably...
Every podcast will have a new jar.
No, it's going to be in the same jar.
No, it's new same jar, but different, like, this is the fuck jar.
If it keeps going, this is going to have to stay the sponsorship jar. We asked for like 18 or something stupid last time. Someone's going to call me on that. Anyway, so there's the show called Kip Tyner, and I was on it plugging the show that I just did at the university, Bacchae. And there was at one point, he asked me where I was from. And I said, well, I'm from a little town outside of Birmingham called Homewood, Alabama. Because most times I say Homewood, Alabama. I don't know if you have this, Sam.
I'm going to get some water.
Yeah, bless you, sir.
Give me one as well.
Don't bless
Sam,
me.
Can you get me
Don't
one?
waste your blessings.
I take it back and go back to my story.
Can I get another one, Sam? Can you get me
So,
Jesus Christ, don't throw it at the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Heads up.
the mic can't get out of the way of you throwing a water bottle.
I don't care about me. I care about the equipment.
Well, care about yourself, you freaking idiot!
Hey, I'm telling... Shut up. I'm telling...
Sorry, I'm trying to support my friend.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Shut up.
So I'm on Kip Tyner, and I told him that I'm from Homewood, and I normally get the response of like, oh, just a little town outside of Birmingham, or just a very polite, oh, that's nice. But Kip Tyner goes, Homewood, isn't that the home of the... And he stops and gets stiff, and he salutes, and he goes, the Homewood Patriot Marching Band?
You told me about this.
And I was like, immediately I got taken aback, so I was like, oh, I was a member of that for 4 years. I worked for them over the summer. Shameless plug. But like, and I just didn't expect it. No, because that's me plugging them. So now if I'm not plugging Luiginator, I'm not putting it in the Luiginator plug jar. Or plug slash, what is it? Sponsorship slash plug jar.
Anyway. Is the plug jar too?
Yes, at this point.
We're going to have to label
They're more or
this
less,
thing.
yeah, no, I'm going to put a sign on it, don't worry.
Speaking of signs.
But yeah, no, and he just starts in on the Homewood Patriot Marching Band. And I don't remember how we got on this story now, I'll be real.
James Sunderland.
We transitioned because Chris Farley, I did the thing in a theater, and then going back to that, we did the Silent Hill thing. Then going back to that, we were talking about other video games.
I still don't... Sam, that helps me not at all.
Well, freaking, do you need a cheat sheet? Do I need to write this down?
Yeah, please write. I don't know why I started talking about this.
I'm answering your
We
question.
were talking about theater, talking about Chris Farley. We did a
same
plug
thing.
for... I think it was literally just because I heard Homewood, and I just pulled a Kip Tyner.
We were talking about Jason Kenna.
I am Kip Tyner now. Hello.
I'm
That's
freaking-
kind of accurate, actually. This is my
identity
show.
Theft.
Oh, no.
I do.
No.
I'm going to slightly do a plug for a video I saw about Silent Hill the other day.
Bringing
it back to that.
To keep us on track. Last week with Dylan,
Hey.
all three of us.
Hey, you know what they say? The best podcasts are the ones that go off the rails.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we've had 2 characters so far.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
So my
That's
plug
fine.
for... Okay, so going back to Silent Hill, so at least
This is a
slightly
learning
video
curve.
game related, is so basically, I forget the name of the actual guy, but there was a guy who was hired after the original 4 Silent Hill games. I believe his name was
I can look it up.
Yeah, look up the name. Honestly, look up Silent Hill, a guy who ruined Silent Hill. Because he was
blamed. Is it a movie director?
No. It was someone who was hired for the games. I don't know if it was like Todd or it was something like it had two of the same letter.
It literally came up. So it was Tom Hewlett.
Yeah, no, that's the video. That's the video that I watched. Tom Hewlett, he was blamed for like the demise of Silent Hill and was like falsely blamed for it because like the first 4 games were developed by a specific like subdivision of Konami called Team Silent. They were devoted to Silent Hill. But then after the first 4 games, Konami was like, fuck it, we'll just give them to whoever. They gave it to some side companies. And right about that time, Tom Hewlett was hired. He was only an associate producer for the game, but he was a guy who was a really big fan of Silent Hill. And he was like, it was his dream job to be able to work for Silent Hill. And he goes there, and Homecoming comes out, and everyone blames everything they don't like about Homecoming on this guy, because he was the only one doing interviews for the game. Like, because he was like, oh yeah, this is like, because remember when in Homecoming, Silent Hill, or of course Silent Hill, Pyramid Head shows up in the game, and we were like, what? Why is he here? That makes no sense. And everyone agreed that makes no sense. Tom Hewlett was one of the only people in the company who fought against Pyramid Head, and actually, Homecoming was supposed to be a trilogy of Silent Hill games.
What?
That was, I kid you not, this is real fast.
Okay, just to clarify, was Homecoming the one with the
brothers?
Okay, cool. It was the rabbit.
2 brothers.
I just remember in the very beginning, I don't know why that stands out more than anything from that game, but I only remember the very beginning of the game, and I think a couple times throughout being like the rabbit.
I think there's rabbits in 3 also.
Well, yeah, because in the very beginning, yeah.
But, Homecoming was supposed to be a trilogy of Silent Hill games that also were supposed to bring back, like, random characters from the past games, including James and Harry, who aren't even supposed to be, like, in the same world, really. And Pyramid Head and everything. And the final battle was supposed to be, there was supposed to be, like, a Saiyan, like, Dragon Ball battle over, like, the lake of Silent Hill between Alessa and some other character. I think the little brother in Homecoming.
Aww.
And that was supposed to be the fucking ending of, and, like, that was garbage. If you're a fan of Silent Hill, the series, you can see why that would be garbage. That was supposed to be what it was. Tom Hewlett was the only people fighting against it, but because he was the face of the new games, because he was the only one willing to go out and do interviews because it was his favorite series, people blame this guy for, like, oh, fuck you. So he still gets death threats. He hasn't worked for Konami in, like, 5 years. He gets death threats for ruining Silent Hill when he hasn't worked on a Silent Hill game since Downpour, and he...
Poor Tom.
Yeah, so shout out to go watch I forget the name of the video. It's like why Tom Hewlett was like falsely blamed. It's a really good video. It's a little long, but it's really worth it. If you're a fan of Silent Hill at all, definitely highly recommend that. Don't blame Tom Hewlett. He's a good guy. He was a fan of the series. There you go. James Sunderland. Dang. Underrated character.
Tom, if you ever want to be on this podcast, let me know, man. All right, now you can put a coin in there.
Yay!
Very genuinely, though. That's really terrible. Tom, that's fitting. Tom, you're an underappreciated character in video gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really terrible.
We love you.
We do.
Go watch that video. It's a good watch.
I want to watch that video. We'll probably watch that video after this, honestly.
You should. It's long, but it's good.
Watch it. Good call.
God.
I'm dying.
That really sucks.
I really hate how fans in general, not just video games, but media in general, are fucking rabid sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, like, stuff like that. Like, they gave this guy death threats for, even if he did ruin the Silent Hill games, it's a game. I love the games. The Silent Hill games are some of my favorite media ever. But, like, you go play the ones that you liked, and if there's ones that you don't like, then you say, well, that fucking sucks, and you move on.
Well, you gotta remember, like, some of these fans, like, live and breathe these kinds of things.
And
so
that's
when
a problem.
something goes wrong, they throw a massive tantrum.
Like, look at the Star Wars fans who hate Star Wars. Like, that's every Star Wars fan. Like I wasn't the biggest fan of The Last Jedi. It had some flaws, but, like, people were acting like it was, it's shat on the originals. Like, no, if you don't like it, just watch the originals. Like, it's not that deep. Like, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. It's not that hard. And stop giving death threats to actresses and actors who are just trying to make a living doing... And, like, they were fans of the Star Wars. It's their dream job. They get brought on to it's like, oh, it's my dream job. I get to be in Star Wars. That's amazing. And then they get fucking death threats and have to shut off their Twitter because people keep harassing them and saying they're going to assault them if they see them in the streets.
Yeah, I think something similar happened to that with the new cast in the third Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, I don't see. Okay, I didn't like the new Ghostbusters movie.
Garbage.
The new
Don't harass.
Don't hate that.
The new Ghostbusters movie was terrible. The new Ghostbusters movie was absolutely terrible, and it was not because it was like 3 females. It was not because it was a reboot or anything like that. It was literally just because it was bad.
It was poorly written.
It feels like it was written by people who never saw or appreciated what made the original Ghostbusters
Which is a
so
shame
good.
because the director has done some really good stuff. He did Freaks and Geeks, I believe.
I mean, there may have been a lot of industry press.
That's also true.
I don't know the details of that, but like I never condone. However much you dislike the movie, however much you dislike people saying things like, "Oh well, it's a feminist statement. You need to it's gotta be good." I don't care how much you dislike people who say that kind of stuff. I don't care how much you dislike a product. You should never send death threats to people over art. Ever. I remember the first time I was fully exposed to that kind of thing was when Rebecca Black did Friday. And honestly, I never thought Friday was that bad, largely because it was in the so bad it's good category.
It was fun.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Her second song,
What was the other one?
it was some house party song.
Which one was Thanksgiving?
Maybe it was that one.
Do you remember Chinese food?
No.
I love Chinese food.
Sounds
You
vaguely
know
familiar.
that it's true.
Wait, we can't go more than 5 seconds or we get copyrighted.
No,
Stop!
It's fine. It's fine. It's
He's not
it's fine.
monetized.
We don't want to risk it.
It was, but I remember hearing Rebecca Black got death threats for that all the time, and I was like, oh no, don't do that. Don't do that to Rebecca. The song wasn't that bad. Personal bias. I thought she was cute, and as was it sophomore year in high school, freshman year?
Yeah, we were the
as
same
an
age
early
as
high
her.
schooler, I was like, don't attack this attractive girl. But also even if she wasn't, it's just a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
It's this is a 14-year-old, I get to make
Yeah,
it
no,
into-
she was so
She was
young.
14. We were the same age as her, 14-ish.
Golly.
And this is someone who I get the opportunity to make a song and
Yeah.
get my name out there. This could be my big break.
Was it bad? Yeah, it was pretty bad. But why can't we just build people up?
It's just
instead.
all internet back then, or even still now, internet can be very negative.
I mean, yeah, that's a given.
Yeah,
I'm kind of looking forward to the day that I get my first hate comment. Honestly, I feel like that's a
I'll
rite.
get you right
It's
now.
a rite of passage. Phillip goes in the middle of the
Fuck
podcast.
you, man. Well, who's that fucking Phillip guy? He keeps yelling about Silent Hill.
I'm pretty sure if we go back through all your videos, there's gotta be at least one dislike.
There was
because there's always gonna be one.
No. There's dislikes. I'm ready for a hate comment. And honestly, the only reason there's dislikes, and this is not me tooting my own horn, it's largely just because I don't have traction. But the only dislikes is because have you talked to James? I know you know Tyler. Do you know James? No. Shut up.
Most likely, I'm trying to picture her face in my head.
So
but just keep talking.
I don't remember the full story. I'll have to ask Tyler about it at some point in time. Which, by the way, hi Tyler. But
shout out.
But also hi James.
Sandra, shout out.
No, shut up.
That's strike 2, Phillip.
But
no.
So there was this girl that James and Tyler knew, and she knew that I did YouTube with them. And so at one point, she got just super, super fired up mad at either Tyler or James. I can't remember who it was.
I wonder if she's listening
and
to
so
this right now.
she literally, if you are, just know that you're a cunt. But she goes and she dislike bombs Tyler's videos.
Oh.
She disliked bombed some of my videos.
Oh.
And some of James's videos, if I remember correctly. And it was just why? I didn't even, whoever, I can't remember which one of them it was who she was initially mad at. Tyler, if you're listening this far in the podcast, drop me a comment down below and explain this story better than I possibly can.
In paragraph form, we want the full story in details.
A novel.
But no, so basically,
we want a book.
This is the long form of saying, yes, I have dislikes. I'm ready for that moment where I finally get an actual hate comment. Because that means you're at the point where you're so big that people are starting to think, well, he's not that good. I'm like, hell yeah! I want people to say I'm not that good.
It's a weird thing because like I know
I'm still listening. I'm gonna go fill up my
I
water
for
bottle.
sure, and I know
Even
you
again,
to
that
varying
host.
degrees. Like we both want to get into the entertainment industry in one way or another, and it's especially me. Like I want to go into film specifically, and it's really weird thinking that like if I am successful, I'm going to get a death threat at some point.
It's also-
Almost for sure.
It's all.
like, not necessarily a death threat, but like you're gonna get like threats.
I mean, Chris Pratt has gotten death threats.
Well, that's because Chris Pratt is an open Christian. I'll be real. Like that is a delicate thing.
Well,
to
like
be
even
right
like
now.
okay, like Chris Pratt, Danny DeVito.
Which, like, wait a minute, pause. That is not me saying that, like, Christians have it hard in the world right now. That is me saying that it's gotten to the point where Christians, like, publicly can get hatred.
Because everyone gets hatred.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my point, though.
Which
like,
is a weird level
literally-
of equality.
Like, I don't think I can think of a single celebrity that I've followed that hasn't gotten a death threat.
I'm sorry, this just registered. Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito's gotten death threats.
No!
Because of
For
Always
what?
Sunny. Always Sunny. Because
That's hilarious.
Always Sunny is like, oh, it's super offensive. Oh, you're making super offensive content. Go to hell, you prick. Like, how does that make sense?
I
How does
love
that make
Danny
sense?
DeVito.
How does that make sense?
Danny
Like,
DeVito is my favorite.
I don't understand how.
I want to be Danny DeVito when I
People-
grow old.
You gotta lose a few like feet in height.
Well, people naturally shrink when
that
they get
much.
older. Sometimes.
It's pretty short.
I hope that I either have such good genes that I never age, like just like a Japanese
You're not
grandfather,
wearing any jeans.
or I am a,
They're not jeans, can't
or
compare.
I shrink and have just a perfect Danny DeVito physique. That's a life goal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just it's weird to think that like to be successful in entertainment, to put yourself out there in any way. Because the thing is, it's not even just celebrities. Like people with even a little bit like Instagram models get death threats. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
slut, go to hell. Like, fuck you.
And it's like,
It's
do
it's so
I think
stupid.
that Instagram models should get that much attention?
No, please don't sponsor me.
But
You can
it's
sponsor me, shit.
okay. Now you put a penny, put a penny in the jar. Don't throw, you'll miss.
I'm gonna get it.
I'll
Use the
save-
backboard,
I'll
Sam.
save-
Oh
You.
But like, even if
Whistleblower.
it's the age old thing. Just because you disagree with it doesn't mean you need to hate them for it. Hate is the least plausible way to get someone to change.
no! Like literally, all you have to
Yeah.
do is just not follow them, or like not
Yeah.
watch their content. That's all you have to do. Or, like you can even say like you make a comment like, yeah, not a fan of this.
But you
Then
keep
the
it,
dip. Then
keep
you
it to
just
yourself. And I love seeing when people do that though. When you go in videos and you'll see these mountains of like uber praise or uber hate, and then in the middle there's that one neutral guy who's just like, I didn't care for this, but you did a good job.
Yeah, I always see that on like a
That's
Samuel's
Sam.
fans
That's
of
me.
Achievement Hunter and Rooster Teeth.
Oh,
and like I
heck
always go down the comments and there's people like, oh, I fucking hate Lindsay. Like, oh, she's so annoying, and it's like it's just stupid.
Why do you feel the need to share that?
It's just like even if you're like,
just some people are just toxic.
I mean, you're not
yeah,
wrong.
Yeah, because like all you, even if you
And also,
want
these
to
are the same
voice
people
your-
that haven't left the basement yet.
Yeah. all you.
Yeah, implying that they have been
Really
there
ever.
literally their entire life.
I was born in this basement, and I'll die in this basement.
You
before
merely adopted the basement. I was born in it.
I already have my waifu.
They would.
Sam's throwing
Sam's
shade.
a weeaboo, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, don't throw that at me. Fucking. Look, dealing it last week was for waifu left and right.
Nope, I don't remember that, and it's more funny
Well,
to
that-
me
it's actually a
if
good thing
I
that you
say
blocked
he
that out.
didn't. So,
Who's your waifu, Sam?
oh god,
Who's hottest video game
no,
character?
No,
Smash Bros.
Sam, we are moving on.
Oh, my legs, stop grabbing it.
Sam, who is your
Waluigi,
one of
hottest
your
character.
one of your most least respected, unappreciated video game characters?
Oh, right, that was the topic.
God, this is going. We have a topic.
More like a. Never mind.
Keep going. Come on.
Okay. I was very careful with this list because this topic we went through, it's not very like as open as it was last week's.
Mm-hmm.
So for this one, I'm just gonna like ask your guys' opinion on this character and see what you think about it because I'm very unfamiliar with it. What are you guys' thoughts on Mr. Game & Watch?
I love Mr. Game & Watch.
Do you feel he's underrated or he's at a good level of popularity because he's in Spanish?
I feel like he's at the only plausible point that he can be because Mr. Same as Rob, even though I hate Rob. Not as a character, I just hate him in Smash. Like not because he just annoys me. I can't
Don't like
really
his play
explain
style.
it. Anyway, that. But so Rob and Mr. Game & Watch are not characters in the same vein as like Donkey Kong or Fox McCloud or Pikachu. They're characters that literally represent one specific product. Because like Mr. Game & Watch literally just represents the Game & Watch. That was one of Nintendo's first handheld. And
someone look that up.
And
Just
Rob
hold the Game & Watch, right?
Rob is his own thing. Like Rob was a physical product that you bought as an accessory for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was cool but dumb. It's one of those deals. Like the Power Glove.
So
only not as cool as the Power Glove.
So is that to say that Game & Watch and Rob are from the same like universe?
Kind of. Because so
It was created in 1980, the Game & Watch, so I imagine that was before.
yeah, that was the first.
1980.
So
Okay.
Mr. Game & Watch, I know Ice Climbers technically fits the mold. I think Rob does, Duck Hunt does, Jigglypuff was the original. There's always characters. Piranha Plant is the newest one.
I love Piranha
It's
Plant.
always characters that Sakurai literally describes as nobody would see it coming.
Yeah.
And that's what they are. So they're kind of, I mean, technically you can also say that they are, yes, the same universe because they are unique universes that no other character can possibly be from, because they themselves, it's Ice Climbers, Duck Hunt, Mr. Game & Watch, and Rob are all just retro.
I see that.
You know?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. It's basically like our time wise they're in the same presence, but in like video game wise they're kind of like their own separate-ish thing.
It's like technically they are their own characters, which is why they all have their own universes in Smash, but even more technically they are the same universe.
Yeah.
I love Mr. Game & Watch.
But like back to the topic at hand, but like popularity wise, do you think he's underrated?
No, I think he's where he needs to be.
Because I don't think you can
he's-
really, like, he's known, like, I feel like he's more known than characters of that caliber are, just in general. Like, he's just kind of representative of that era, so, like, that kind
That's
of makes
fair.
him...
You know, I bet that's because I bet that's because he was introduced in Melee. Because Melee is like not is anymore, I want to say, but was far and above the most popular Smash game.
It still has its lovers.
And so I feel like because the most rampant fans were fans of the game that he was reintroduced in, or really created for, I feel like they kind of bolstered his popularity up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think
I can
I
also kind of see that for Ice Climbers, too, to a lesser degree.
Yeah. I feel like,
It's like-
if they had introduced Ice Climbers in Brawl, I feel like people wouldn't have been as gung-ho about them. I love them. Ice Climbers are among my top 3.
Yeah, but it's also like I see it as like Nintendo sees it as like the fans know about these characters. What more do we need to do unless they're asking for like a game with these characters?
Yeah, and that's also another thing to consider. Because, like, with our earlier example with Ness, people are, like, a lot more people now than usual, which makes me very happy. But a lot of people are asking for more Earthbound now. And so, like, people are like, yeah, I wonder why, Ness needs more recognizability. Like, Earthbound needs more recognizability. But with Mr. Game & Watch, no one's asking for another Game & Watch.
It was
You know,
good for his time.
With Rob, nobody's asking for another Rob.
It was like a... Yeah,
It was literally like
an adapter
a
thing,
physical
right?
accessory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which it's cool, but like
He was like in
honestly,
a game.
he's kind of the grandfather of today's Nintendo Labo.
I hate Labo.
I like Labo.
That's so
I don't
dumb
understand
to
the
me.
hate that Labo gets.
It's
I think
cardboard.
Labo is an underappreciated video game character.
No, that's not a character. That's
Oh,
an
wait.
object.
I hate
You know
Labo.
what? Speaking of like random
Also because of the
Nintendo
mess
stuff,
Labo makes.
you know what? One of my favorite things that started as a joke that I genuinely support being a character in Smash.
I'm afraid to ask.
It's the reckless Wii remote guy from because every
Oh, the guy
every
who's like
Wii
in the
game
little...
every Wii
Yeah.
game has the warning screen at the beginning that's like, where your Wii remote? Be careful you don't like flail out and hit someone, and it's just this blue silhouetted man.
Yeah, the
That
little
would
like
be
left-hand
so
corner.
hilarious
Because
as
he'd
a
be like he'd
character.
do projectiles.
Yeah.
Man. It's just the nunchucks.
He could like accidentally fling a nunchuck. He like spins around really fast, shaking the Wii remotes.
Honestly, I'm for that, man.
It would be so funny.
He'd look really similar to Wii Fit Trainer.
It'd be
though.
no, because Wii Fit Trainer actually has like clothes and facial features. He's literally like a silhouette. He'd be like he would be a
Game &
3D
Watch.
Mr. Game & Watch.
So like
Shadow
the
version.
costume of Little Mac that has like the green lines, like the
Yeah.
framing of it.
It'd be like that. It'd be so funny.
It's getting freaky.
It'd be so funny. He's an underrepresented video game character.
All right, that's Caleb's one.
No!
So what's yours?
No!
I got another one. Actually,
I,
Caleb gets so done with his free time.
What was my next one?
we'll
I
just
had
go.
another one. I promise I did.
All right,
dang it.
while he's thinking
I
about
kept
Phillip, go!
no. I keep running into the problem of thinking of like
Bless you.
okay, so this one is really obscure. Philip, you do know about it. Sam, you might know about it.
Probably not.
And it's not a specific character, per se, but the creature... No, because this is... I want to say the creature from Black and White, but that's just because nobody knows Black and White.
Yeah, that's very much a case of just the game is not... You can't get it anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't been on Steam since, like, 2005.
Please, Microsoft. I know that you shut down Lionhead. I don't know why. I'm not asking for a sponsorship. Put that coin down. I know you shut down Lionhead. We're all still sad. Please remaster and or re-release Black and White.
I don't even care. You don't have to remaster. Just
I
port it so I can play it.
love Black and White. But I guess that can't count as a character, can it?
No.
That's a
King
game
K.
itself.
Rool used to be this character for me, but King K. Rool is very much popular again.
He's
now,
back.
so I'm really happy about that. I can't really say Bowser Jr. I can't really say Diddy Kong. Oh, okay. Looking across the room at what I have on my shelf right now, it triggered it for me. The Prince from Katamari. I love Katamari. I think the Prince is a really fun little character.
Never played Katamari, so I can't. Really
Yeah,
put my hand
I
there.
don't know what to say about
He's
that.
a cool boy. He rolls them all around.
Isn't
wanna
his
play it.
head a pill?
He does look like a pill. He's fun.
He's a pill with legs.
I like it. Philip, just go.
All right, so I have a couple things I want to go
Sorry for all you Calamari
Don't
fans.
apologize!
I
What did you just call it?
Calamari?
Oh, I thought you said calamari.
That's hilarious.
Calamari
Damaki.
Damaki!
Calamari Damachi.
All right, so I'm gonna go.
It's Sora. Nobody knows about Sora.
Fuck Sora. Roxas is better. I'm
running
that guy.
through all your
Roxas
F-words.
is better than Sora.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck Sora.
Man, remember when I said I never got any hate comments? You're about to change that.
Roxas is better than Sora. You know who's better than Roxas? Demi-X.
No!
Best organization member.
Stop!
Underrepresented character Demi-X from Organization 13
We
that came to
can't
life.
edit
dance,
this.
water, dance.
Dance, water, dance!
Okay, real talk.
dance.
If Sora gets in Smash and they add an assist trophy for his
Demi-X would be
series,
so good.
it's Dimnix. Dimnix is what you need to do.
Is it Demi-X? I thought it was Demi-X.
Dimix? I don't remember.
Demox!
Philip, you know this means that we've had several conversations about this character, and we have both been pronouncing it different ways the entire time and didn't realize it until right just now.
Demox!
I love my favorite Organization 13 member, Deoxys.
But yeah, so honestly though, you're not that far off of where I was gonna go. Well, I guess not anymore because Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't have any Final Fantasy characters. But I was gonna talk about underrated Final Fantasy characters because
Just in general.
yeah, just a quick little rapid fire. Pick
one. Pick
Because
your
when
favorite.
you think when you think Final Fantasy characters, you always go either Cloud or Skull.
It's Cloud and then Leon, and then like some people say Tifa and Aerith.
Yeah, but then after that,
There's a guy
like,
named Sid.
Sid's in all of them.
I've only seen
Yeah.
he's in all of them, and I've only know him from Kingdom Hearts.
If I were
The
to...
version of him in Kingdom Hearts is the one from Final Fantasy VII. Because
Yeah,
they're all
that's a
different
given.
characters, but I'm gonna go ahead and say he's not like little known, but I'm gonna say Tidus is underrepresented. He gets too much hate.
I thought of
Tidus gets way too much hate.
Ha ha ha!
It was supposed to sound like that. Gonna plug this guy, the voice actor for Tidus has a YouTube channel, and he did a video explaining his choices for why he sounded like that. And the whole
bean
point
jar.
of Tidus sounding like an immature, snotty little brat is because he was an immature, snotty little brat. And it works really well for the character because he grows throughout the course of the story. And Tidus, there's other, like maybe Cloud's a better main protagonist. In Final Fantasy VI, Celeste is, and wow, I'm really
Dude,
ranking on the other name.
Let's
No,
bring
not
on
Sid.
Noctis from Final Fantasy 15.
Eh.
Because that because that game is kind of like still going. I think there's like a new DLC coming out like next month. I think.
I tried to play. I couldn't get it. I didn't. The
I
story
love
was
that
weird,
game.
and that's fair.
That's
so totally
good.
fair. I just could not get into it. I'm a fan of the turn-based Final Fantasies, so I could not get into Final Fantasy 15. Zidane is another protagonist. He's from Final Fantasy 9. He gets forgotten. He has a tail. He's cool. What is happening?
I'm recording it for posterity.
So
let's just ignore that.
It's too late to ignore it. You already addressed it.
Tidus is probably gets the most hate of any main Final Fantasy protagonist I can think of, other than maybe the ones from 13 and maybe 15. But 15, I don't think the characters really get any hate.
No, everybody loves the characters in Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, that's like the big redeemer for a lot of people.
Because they bring those characters out. Because people just thought, oh, it's just going to be some like followers with no personality. They give them so much personality, and it's glorious. Especially the fact because like in some of the DLC episodes, they bring out more lore for the characters, like some of their backstory. And you learn some like really like heavy stuff for like everyone's favorite, I assume everyone's favorite follower, Prompto. Because he's kind of like he's kind of like
the blonde one, right?
Yeah, he's the blonde one with a more detailed cloud hairstyle.
Spiky hair.
They all have spiky hair,
but he's blonde. There's a difference.
Cloud is also blonde.
That's some of the point I was making.
The joke.
You oblivious.
It's supposed to sound like that.
Sam, do another character. I thought of a really funny one, like an actual genuine one that's also funny.
A funny character?
No, go.
Hurry. Rapid fire round.
Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell.
Actually, wait, that's not a bad idea. How much time do we have left?
I don't know.
I'm checking. No, that's not accurate.
Round.
Oh, all right. Yeah, go. Rapid fire.
Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell, only because we were supposed to get another Splinter Cell game and it got delayed to hopefully this year. And so far, we haven't had a Splinter Cell game since Splinter Cell Blacklist, which was like since 2013. I want another one, and I want
to try one.
It's great. I recommend Blacklist and Conviction. I will say that I will give him a little bit of pass because Sam Fisher has been making appearances, most recently in Far Cry New Dawn, and before that goes Recon Wildlands, which is an awesome game. But I want to see what Sam Fisher is up to right now. I want to see another one of his games because I love the franchise, and I also just love the character Sam Fisher and his story.
Nice. I've always wanted to try Splinter Cell. Never got the chance. Always wanted to.
I recommend it. 10 out of 10.
I love this character. I think he's hilarious. I love quoting him on the daily. Doc Lewis, Little Mac's trainer from Punch Out.
Yes!
I love Doc Lewis so much. I have a friend named LeBorn. You both know LeBorn.
Yeah. Yes.
LeBorn and I joked about it with him at one point, and he actually agreed that he really wants to do it at some point in time. Wants to do where we just go to a costume party or something with me as Little Mac and him as Doc Lewis. I quote him on the daily. Like, there not a day goes by where I'm not like, you ain't no air fighter, Mac, or something's just out of the left field like that. I love Doc Lewis.
Oh. Dude, you should do a Punch-Out Let's Play for your channel.
No.
Why not?
Because you told me to.
You shouldn't do a Punch-Out Let's Play.
Fine, Phillip, I'm gonna.
I see how this is.
It's all about reverse psychology, man.
I'm stealing your cat.
It's all about...
Just
you are not.
You're gonna live together. You're gonna basically live with them anyway.
Wait a minute. You're a roommate next year.
You ruined the joke, Phillip. I was gonna bring that up.
Well, see, you snooze, you lose.
I wasn't snoozing. It was preparing.
All right, so
it's called a setup.
My favorite unrepresented video game character is Mike Tyson.
Phil, what's your character?
This is specifically I'm going to say Chief Lily Shen from XCOM 2, but in general, the characters from XCOM are really overlooked.
They're characters?
Exactly, but they're really good. There's a really good lore and plot to XCOM 2, but people are just like, oh, it's Space Marines just fucking up aliens. It's like, there's actually really good story and characters. Lily Shen has a lot of really cool stuff about her. Like, her dad was the chief engineer in the first game, and she's like, where'd he go? He's dead. Fuck, the aliens got him. Fuck. And then she's like trying to research it. She's like, she's not a fan of the scientist guy because she used to work for the aliens. It's really good. Play XCOM 2 if you like turn-based kind of style games. It's a strategy game. It's great. Highly recommend. Go Sam or Caleb.
Go Sam, go.
Sam.
Go Sam, go.
Go Caleb. I need to refresh my memory.
Rayman. Rayman is criminally unrepresented nowadays. He got eclipsed in his own series by the Rabbids, and I don't mind the Rabbids as villains because they're so annoying. It's fun to beat the crap out of them, but I hate how they have become the heroes. Take an objective step back and realize that Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, an actually super stellar game, would have been just as good or better if it had been Mario and Rayman Kingdom Battle, or keep it Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, but then have instead of 4 random Rabbids that you had to make up, have it be like Rayman, Globlox, Batilda, and just someone else. The 4 characters that you could play as in Rayman Legends. Just have it be, or whatever the first one whatever the first one was, just have it be them.
This one
fighting the Rabbids.
This one mods are for.
Yeah, but it would have been so cool because also the Rayman characters can talk. So you wouldn't have had to have that stupid robot following you around. She was my least favorite part. Beepo, I think is what her name was. Hated her.
Yeah.
No!
I actually liked her as a character.
Oh, that's our timer.
My character was Max Payne.
I agree. I love Max Payne.
I love Max Payne. And Rockstar is so busy with GTA Online and Red Dead Online. It's ugh.
That is all the time that we have for this week.
That's all I have to say.
Phillip, thank you for joining us for the first time. Hopefully not the last time. Do you have any parting words for our viewers, listeners?
Next time we have a video game based one again, I want to talk about how Waka from Final Fantasy X is super fucking racist.
Whoa!
Like legitimately.
Whoa!
Not racist as a character. He as a character is racist.
Whoa!
I'm gonna go into that next time.
He's triggered! He is so triggered right now!
Do you mean like he is a racist caricature?
He is a racist.
Oh, he is a racist. Okay.
He is a racist.
Okay. And
maybe a character too, but mostly he's racist.
Sam, what about you, man? Any parting words?
For all the listeners who stuck with us for this hour, one, you all remember the internet is a very dangerous place, but never let the hate comments get to you. You're a wonderful person, and the people in their basements just rely on their waifus.
That's wildly motivational. I like that, Sam.
Yeah, you gotta keep it. You gotta keep the motivation. That's what makes the internet stand to this day.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you all for joining us. Please join us again 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now? We'll see, because next...
Did you do it last week?
Please join us in maybe 2 weeks from now when I do another Luiginator. Join us for the next Luiginator podcast, whenever it is. It's going to be in March. Thank you for joining us. And without further ado, Luiginator and company out. See you later, friends.
Bye-bye. Waka's racist.
What?
Waka's racist. He's racist.
I'm waiting for y'all to shut up so I can stop the recording.
Stop.
Racist.